Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeff K. Howard here to review the horror film Hellfest with a cast of unknowns. It's Halloween, you know, it's October, so we're gonna have all kinds of horror films coming out from Hollywood. Big budget, like the big remake of Halloween, the reboot of Halloween, and also movies like Hellfest, and a sprinkling of other things too. So you know me, I'm a big fan of the genre. I grew up in the '80s as a teenager, so I was watching all the Friday 13th movies and everything you could think of. I saw first run, so I have a real special place for these horror films, and I'm really forgiving for a lot of them. But my main concern is setting the mood. Is it something different, something we haven't seen before, which is, almost impossible nowadays. But for Hellfest, I thought, what a unique idea, because we've all been to haunted houses. Here in Las Vegas, we have maybe 20 or 30 of them around here. It's ridiculous how many. We had a Fright Dome at the Circus here that had all these haunted houses. I just got back from Universal Studios in Hollywood, where they had 8 haunted houses modeled after your favorite horror films, from Trick or Treat to the Purge to Halloween, you name it. And so people love to be scared in these haunted houses. So what if you had this traveling carnival, Hellfest, and there was a serial killer walking around, in costume, along with a lot of the employees that work there with these, specific kind of masks. You wouldn't know going through a haunted house, or if someone was being, chased or harassed or whatever, if it was part of the show or not. So that's what really intrigued me about Hellfest. So you have these group of 20-somethings, I guess, going to Hellfest, and they go through all the different haunted houses, and you've got your serial killer with the mask, stalking a specific girl in the group, following her in the bathroom, committing murders, and she's trying to figure out, wow, did that woman just get killed in front of me? Or that looked really real. And of course, it progresses and goes on and on and on. So I thought the setting for Hellfest was great, because when you're walking through these houses, come on, you never know if something really is hanging there, somebody was killed 20 minutes ago. And then you have a premise at the beginning of the film where this traveling carnival, that someone got killed. They didn't find her hanging for 3 days till she started to smell, because they thought it was part of the show. So overall, Hellfest has a great setting. So check that off right there. Now, of course, the director, Gregory Plotkin, who did one of the paranormal movies, really relied on that 80s horror film checklist. So we have, an axe to the leg, we have an axe to the chest, we have a syringe in the eyeball, and we have some hokey deaths, with a hammer that rings the bell, and, the face is where hits the face rings the bell. Oh, that's a good joke. I should set that up. So we have some really generic kind of murders and generic scares. This movie cost $5 million, folks. I mean, it's from CBS Films, all right? So $5 million. So that's kind of like the working model for a horror film. You can go real big budget, like that, or you can do a Blumhouse kind of film where it's moderately budget, but they take chances with their films. Jason Blumhouse does. But here we have Gregory Plotkin taking a real generic chance on a $5 million budget, and it looks fantastic. And get the king of horror that's out, right? Tony Todd, who's like king of the carnival. He's this nightmarish guy that comes out and they pick someone from the crowd, one of our group, and do a whole guillotine thing, so it's really just, there's some great tension in the movie, but it's cheap tension. It really is. And that's not such a bad thing. Okay? We need cheap horror films like this. So, I always think, I put myself, if I'm 16 years old and I want to take the date to the movie, this is, why not? You're not going to come out thinking, wow, that was Silence of the Lambs, or that was the next Friday the 13th. No, Hellfest is what it is. Could it be better? Absolutely. But you think about the parameters of which this movie was made. $5 million, get Tony Todd, walking around really cheap-looking dark rides like you would see at a really tacky carnival that comes to your town, and there's a serial killer loose with this really generic-looking kind of burnt face going on. So you know what? It is what it is. I liked it. I really did. I appreciated this movie. I really did. And it's got a great twist at the end. So Hellfest, why not? Go have some fun with it. Absolutely. You're going to come out going, wow, that was lame, or this, but it gets you talking. That's what's fun about this movie. A $5 million horror film should be torn apart, should be taken with a grain of salt, but go have fun with it. Why not? Absolutely. Now, for more reviews and interviews, just surf on over to my website at vegasfilmcritic.com. Also, check me out on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Love to hear from you. And if you're watching on YouTube, give me a thumbs up, comment below. What'd you think of Hellfest? Right, $5 million budget. Why not? I had a good time too. Also, comment below, thumbs up, share, and don't forget to subscribe. I'm Jeff K. Howard in Las Vegas. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.